Perry wants to see me, we can fight. Do you know what I mean? If Perry wants to be my friend, we can be friends, because I really, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, like Perry. It's the same as the Masvidal thing. People say to me, oh, you see Masvidal now, you know, what do you feel like? And I'm like, I'm 100%, not 1% of me is bitter. I'm 100% happy for him, because I also know that I'm going to be in a better position than that in time. So you get nowhere having all this jealousy and this bitterness. You get nowhere. You should have a positive. Everyone's jealous. Jealousy is emotion. You should have a positive jealousy. Like, yeah, I'm jealous of that guy, but I'm going to get to where that guy is. I'm going to work hard as well. Not that guy. He doesn't deserve that. Do you know what I mean? Type of attitude.
I expect the fight. I expect war. I expect adversity. He's one of the best, and he's not just one of the best. He's one of the best for a reason. I mean, you've seen the wars he's been with, top-level guys, whether it's Robert Whittaker, whether it's Izzy, or whoever. He's one of the best. So I expect him to bring it to me. I expect myself to bring it to him. I expect us both to be in there and try to take each other out, This might be I think his third loss, or he's coming off 3 losses.
Yeah, if this one.
He's looking to redeem himself. I'm looking to use this as leverage. It's whoever goes out there and imposes the will.
Aljamain Sterling and Corey Sandhagen seems like a number 1 contender fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you kind of eyeing that as the winner gets a title?
For sure.
Yeah.
Great night for the bantamweights, of course. You said going in you were looking at Sandhagen and Aljamain as a number 1 contender fight. Obviously, Aljamain looked impressive. Is he getting his title shot now?
That Matt Serra Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. Well, you guys know what the next fight is, but yeah, he'll get the shot after that.
Does that leave the path open for Aljamain Sterling to get a title shot at PTR?
Yeah, I don't know.
Peter Yan, he had a great win tonight. Is Aljamain Sterling the next contender for him?
Who's that?
Yan, Aljamain Sterling, is he the next contender?
I don't know. Right now.
Is he the number 1 contender in the bantamweight division?
Is who the number 1 contender? Sterling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But would there be anyone else in that division apart from Sterling that makes a logical choice right now?
I don't know.
Curtis Blaze makes sense. Nagano makes sense. Overeem makes sense. And that's just about it. If we just see what happened next week and see who else makes sense after that match. But I for sure had to get down 15, 20 pounds to feel comfortable in there. And you really will see something scary out of me, for sure.
I don't think I've ever given you advice in my life. And, as I thought back through your MMA career and my MMA career, I remember there was a one time in 2009. I don't think you had a fight. I don't think I'd fought for Bellator. And, I stopped down to San Jose. And we're in the gym, and you said, hey, Ben, listen, there's this fat guy. I'm going to let you go with him. So, I beat this dude up for a round. So usually I beat him up. And then I was going with John Fitch, who at the time was very good. And, I was standing up there striking. And I remember you standing there, hey, Ben, dumbass, why aren't you taking him down? And I thought the point was to, work on my striking. And he said, nah, just take him down, Ben. You're good at that. So I just want to remind you, you are world-class. You are a United States World Team member 6 years straight. You can take this man down anytime you want Saturday night, just in case you forgot.
Ben, I appreciate it, man. Listen, trust me, Ben, Big Ben, I do intend to go take him down much more because I'm just going to – the longer I can extend the wrestling sequences, the better off I'll be for it, right? If it's one shot, one sprawl, sure, he can defend that. But if it's a shot, a re-attack, if I'm putting him in scrambles, I will always win that over Stipe Miocic. So I intend on putting him in all those positions this weekend.
Dana obviously saying that the winner of this fight is the greatest heavyweight to ever do it. What are your thoughts on that fight, and what do you think? How do you think that's going to play out for the third time?
Yeah, I think in reality that's a factual statement because the heavyweight division is just got these influxes of guys that are athletic, guys that are has a high fight IQ, and then one punch can knock out anybody. You throw 275, 285. Some guys may walk in there close to 300. They got to cut weight. You throw that much power, that weight behind the punch, anybody can get knocked out. So that's the reason why we haven't seen people defend the heavyweight title like, George St. Pierre 9 times and Demetrius and Anderson Silva. It just that power is just one variable that you can't avoid. And it only takes one of them, especially when you got that much weight behind it. So when you look at what Stipe did, Stipe was like 2 or 3 times he defended it, and that was the most. And then that person that defended 2 or 3 times technically would have been the best at that time. And then the best got beat by Cormier, got knocked out by him. And then the next time he fought, Cormier was winning the fight, and then he got knocked out by him. So think about what this fight means for those 2 guys, for their legacy, for the sport, and for the heavyweight division. So I agree, whoever wins this fight is maybe not. Maybe you saw a more vicious fight out of this heavyweight for a title, but as far as what it means, this is the most important fight in the history of the heavyweight division.
If DC wins, and that's right there, the trilogy fight with John Jones for a lot of money, you think he sticks around for it?
Yeah,
you do.
I think Uncle Dana's gonna throw so much money at DC. DC's can't pass it up. DC loves money.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna happen, and I think. Well, think about this: George Masvidal. They wouldn't give him nothing that he wanted till the right money fight. You got to see the UFC is a great business. They know what they're doing, and hey, the numbers got to make sense for them. If they're gonna make good money, they want to make sure they'll give you money, but they got to make sure they make money. But they're not gonna share with you. The Ngannou-Jones fight is a great fight, but it's not the big money maker that a DC or Miocic fight with him would be. So I think what's going to happen, in my opinion, is hopefully we are the winners, but the winner of this fight is going to get Jones. I believe that. I believe because Jones showed interest. If Jones didn't show any interest in that, that's different. But I think the fact that he's shown interest and he says he ain't fighting until, right? Is that what he's saying? He's not fighting until he gets what he wants?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why would you want a major star like that sitting on the sidelines when you got 2 viable, great heavyweights that he could potentially fight for that huge payday?
I agree. Yeah, I think the reason that they're not talking to John Jones is because they don't really need to right now. But depending on what happens on the 15th, that conversation completely changes with the idea of him going up to heavyweight. So let me ask you this then: if DC wins this fight, is he going to do the whole retirement that night and then come back for a John Jones fight potentially, or is he going to leave the door open? Give us a preview of what happened.
I have no idea. He has not stated nothing about retiring. All he wants is that L back. He wants to make that L into a W. That's his main focus. I don't think he's thinking past that, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, he has talked about retirement, but I think deep down inside, he's going to wait and see. More likely, I want him to retire. I'm not going to lie to you. I want him to retire regardless, but I just know how the system works, and I know what makes sense. And Dana, if Dana said something to the effect, we'll see what, then it's up in the air. But when Dana says, I know who should retire and that guy shouldn't retire, I know he's thinking he wants to make something happen. I know if he's victorious. And if Miocic's victorious, I know he's going to turn that on him. That's the right move, in my opinion.
Oddio, chi parla? Oddio, chi è? È grave, grave. Chi? Ciro, dove? Oddio, no! Oddio, Dio, no! Oddio, Dio, no! Oddio!
Ciro, ricoverato all'ospedale, il figlio?